Oh my. Hey everyone, this is Misty with Nerd News Social, and today I am checking out a game called Ceiba. Uh, let's see what this is all about. Got like, sort of, what do you got? Like a bunny girl and a deer and a cat or a fox or something? Let's see what that's all about then. Once again, I become lost in reverie in this exact place. This scenery always seems to pull all thoughts out of my head. Only the clouds remain. Clouds. They can be dark or pink or silvery or fluffy or feathery or heavy and intimidating or light and romantic. You could just reach out and grab a handful of that damp, cool matter that makes your skin tingle like tiny, icy needles. Every sort for every taste. Darned clouds, how I hate you. I hate you so much, I'm sick of you. Humans would love it here. There's not as much variety in skies for them on Earth after all. When the weather is decided through voting, one and the same option always wins. Most humans don't really like to make choices and decisions. They must be very tired of seeing the same sunny, cloudless sky every day. But what do I know? I never seen a human. What did we come here for? Traveling hundreds of light years and getting stuck just a few miles away from our goal is the stupidest thing that could have happened. Okay. Feels like I could easily step off the bridge into the dark, dense plain below. Just one step, and I'll be down there on the planet's surface. At last. It's a weird kind of planty environment there, because it's some sort of living ship. But it's just my dumb brain giving me absurd ideas again. Sometimes you're standing at the edge of a pit, and your subconscious whispers to you, jump. Or you notice a small root sticking out from under your clothes, and suddenly there's a tiny nagging voice inside your skull. Wrap it on your finger and tear it off. I just wish it gave me a good reason for once. No, stupid brain, that's not how it works. You're being deceived by your own senses. I close my eyes for a second, imagining how it would really happen. I take a step off the bridge and into the void. I speed towards the gray surface so fast the wind is almost ripping my clothes off. Then I dive into it, but it doesn't crush me. It's not a plane, but in fact, a thick cloud cover. But this is not the soft, chilly kind of clouds you feel up there. It's the burning hot sulfuric acid, suffocating hydrogen sulfide. It's deadly carbon dioxide. These clouds eat romance for breakfast. The sulfuric acid starts to condense on my skin. No, of course I would be wearing a protective suit. I would never dare landing on an unknown planet in just my coveralls. The cloud layers begin to fade, and I break into the lower atmosphere. Before me lies a black, rocky wasteland, barren, polished to a shine by violent winds, the actual surface of the planet. Down below, strange, incomprehensible alien structures gleam with their metallic sheen. The objective of our mission? I couldn't imagine what they look like, even if I tried. The plane is rushing towards me at great speed. I crash. Twigs. Whew. Stupid brain, quivering in fear like the gray jelly you are after nearly falling out into where you wanted me to jump just a minute ago. For a moment, I actually believe it was my mind playing tricks on me after my little landing daydream. But it wasn't that. Another storm had struck. Just a gust of wind for local inhabitants. Too bad. We're not locals. The walls of the ailanthus around me creak and groan quietly as they shift back into their shape. How many more storms can they endure? How much longer can we endure? It's better not to stay on the bridge for too long. I need to get to work. Well, this is an interesting room. So is this some kind of maybe like digital book of some kind? Looks like I'm late again. Yoli's gonna flip out. Speaking of Yoli, where is she? Maybe if I just sit down at my desk and pretend. Bloody barberries.
Не ругайся в присутствии старшего по званию. Ты к чему опоздал?
Do not swear in front of your superior. Why are you late? Oh, she must be it. She just popped out of nowhere. Sounds like a cat girl. Some naive folks say that our chief biochemist is short in stature, but I've always known that Yoli's not short. She's just concentrated. Ah, that's what I'll call myself from now on, is I am not short, I am concentrated. 10 extremely nitpicky commanders are concentrated inside of her. Such a waste of talent. I wouldn't be surprised to find that she shines her boots every morning, even though there's no military on the Atlantis. Oh well. If we ever meet living belligerent aliens, all we have to do is unleash Yoli. Me? Late? Protest? Make excuse. Sure. Fortunately, I have a good excuse. I was in the hall, and the storm hit again. How bad was it here? I saw bark peeling off the lower deck. Yoli's face changes. Of course she'd be worried, like every one of us. Being a biochemist and a botanist, Yoli knows about the Atlantis' natural properties more than anyone. What could her informed concern mean? I have no clue. She never tells, even to me. Her silence is probably supposed to be reassuring, but it only makes me more anxious. I don't want to have to be reassured.
Айланд выдерживал удары ветра сотни раз. Выдержит и теперь. Для этого он и был выращен.
The Atlantis has withstood strong gusts hundreds of times before, and so it will now. This is what it was grown for. All that grows must wither.
Не болтай, у нас много работы.
Enough talk. We've got plenty of work to do. She keeps saying that we've got work to do, but what work? There is no life on Mental. Met now? It's a dead planet, with dead ruins of a dead civilization. There's nothing for us to do here. The entire ship has nothing to do here. Our biochemistry lab has 2 employees, and I happen to be one of them. And I'm willing to admit, I'm not much of a worker. However, there's barely enough things to do to keep the 2 of us occupied throughout the workday. Still, I better make myself busy before Yoli finds me an assignment. She excels at coming up with painfully tedious tasks, and I don't think I can survive another day of working as a centrifuge for test tubes. Alright, start doing something. I look around the lab, searching for something to do. The slightly pungent smell of moist artificial soil clings to the inside of my nostrils with every breath. It makes me want to sit down and sink my hands into the soil container. Every time I come to this cozy grotto, I get the feeling that my symbiotic plant friend is happy to be here, just waiting to fan out their leaves right on my palm in delight. Of course, the plant living inside my body isn't really able to have thoughts or emotions. We are the ones whom humans have chosen to bear the burden of intelligence.
Ты там корни пустил? Цвети и пахни. Наша смена давно началась.
Did you put your roots there? Rise and bloom, we're on a shift. Oh, thorns and brambles. Okay, start doing something right now. I really don't want to get to analytical reaction chains. Should I just do the dusting instead? The wood of the ailanthus still grumbles in displeasure from the recent storm. However, it managed to keep the glassware intact, not a single broken flask. Actually, there is one thing. One of the containers flipped over and spilled the reagents all over the floor. This should be enough to provide me with some busy work. Tiny hydrogel balls scattered around the room like living creatures as I try to sweep them up. All the better for me. This will keep me occupied for a while. I snuck a glance at my superior to make sure she sees my hard work. Just like usual, she's lost in her files. At least somebody's not lacking motivation and discipline. I'm actually kind of jealous. It's really strange how Yoli is so thorny. She should be flowering like a wild bush, considering all the time she spends around nutrient substrates. I guess it's true what they say, like host, like symbiote.
Хочешь что-то сказать? От твоих грустных вздохов скоро весь Айланд завянет.
You've got something to say? Your woeful sighs are going to make the whole Ailanthus wilt. I was just thinking.
Опять? Подумал второй раз за день. Отмечу дату в календаре. Смотри, не преврати это в привычку.
What again? Are you telling me you've already used your head twice today? I need to mark the date. Just don't make it a habit.
Тебя что-то волнует?
Is anything the matter? Her tone sounds like she really cares about my emotional state. What a tease. Don't you think we're all kind of feeble?
Так вот какие мысли приходят тебе в голову, когда ты смотришь на меня. Понятно.
So, that's what you think when you look at me, huh? Okay, I see. No, that's not what I mean. You're not feeble at all.
А я этого и не говорила.
I never said I was. Come on. Humans.
Но мы не люди. Об этом сложно забыть, когда напоминание торчит прямо из головы. В этом и есть его смысл — напоминать.
But we are not humans. It's kind of hard to forget it, with that reminder sticking out on top of your head. That's the whole point of it, to remind. Well, to be fair, Yoli's ears are pretty cute. I've seen worse. She has no right to complain. Unwittingly, I touch my own ears. I wish I could ask someone if they look any good. Right, but we're still part of humankind. The allies of humanity.
Слуги людей.
More like the servants of humanity. Are you going to oppose everything I say?
Только до тех пор, пока ты говоришь глупости.
No, just nonsense. All right, Earthlings. Tell them and us we are all Earthlings. No doubt about it. Is that better?
Да, продолжай.
Yes, go on. We are feeble. All that progress, those giant spacecrafts, traveling across the universe, prolonged life, freedom from disease, all that accumulated knowledge. And yet, here we are, stuck in this creaking wooden nest, unable to touch down on the land below, like some pirates on a pirate ship off the rocky coasts of Patagonia. Yar! All hands on deck.
Очень даже в силах спуститься. Мы были там. Внизу тяжелые и опасные условия. Незачем рисковать нашими жизнями снова и снова. И ты знаешь это сам.
What do you mean? We've been down there. The conditions below are harsh and dangerous. There's no need to risk our lives again, and you know it.
Стоп. Какие еще пираты? Ты что, опять людских книг обчитался?
Wait, what pirates? Have you been reading human books again? Why does she hate them so much? So what if I have? I can't help feeling that human Earthlings have missed some very important steps in their development. I was just reading a book on that.
Я слишком мало тебя загружаю. Раз у тебя остаются силы на такие глупости. Как подметешь, сядешь повторять вчерашние эксперименты.
I must be too lenient on you with the work if you still have time for this nonsense. Once you've finished sweeping the floor, get back to yesterday's tests. Fine, I will, but hear me out first. The book has this idea that jumping, or space warp, or hyperspace travel, whatever you call it, is actually an extremely simple technology. Discovering it is like inventing the wheel. But humankind has somehow overlooked it completely. And then one day, some terrible alien invaders came to Earth. They wield longbows and battle axes, and they have leaky wooden kegs and coal-powered warp drives for spaceships. And Earth welcomes them with nuclear weapon.
Наука так не работает. Нельзя взять и пропустить такой большой и важный пласт знаний. Сама дыра на месте этого знания навела бы нас на открытие.
That's not how science works. You can't just overlook such significant body of knowledge. The blank spot on its place would lead us to the discovery. Then why are we still here? Where's the blank spot? Where are the discoveries? Like I said, we're feeble. This is just disgraceful. Owie! Yoli stepped forward suddenly and gives me a rap on the head with her knuckles. Ouch!
В голове у тебя дыра. Хочешь открытий? Вот в той пробе есть азотосодержащие соединения. Будешь их анализировать?
Your entire brain is a blank spot. You want discoveries? Go analyze nitrogen compounds in that sample over there. There are colossal ruins of an alien civilization underneath, and yet all she wants is to look for traces of bacteria in rocks. We are arguing again. It happens every time, going round and round in circles like two stubborn sunflowers. But how can I help it with this involuntary idleness stings like a splinter in my mind? You believe in these ways of science as if it was some kind of magic. That's not how science works. I unconsciously mock Yoli's tone and immediately regret it. An odd expression crosses her face.
Ни во что я не верю.
I don't believe in anything. I'm sorry.
Это ты веришь в какую-то великую миссию, в невероятные открытия, которые ждут нас там, внизу.
But you believe we've been chosen for some great mission, right? For some incredible discovery to make?
Что ты будешь делать, если выяснится, что там внизу одна только пыль, камни и металлические плиты? Такая находка сокрушит тебя.
What are you going to do when we find out there's nothing but dust, rock, and metal plates down there? This will destroy you.
И когда так и произойдет, нашим величайшим открытием будет это.
And when it happens, this will be our greatest discovery. Upon saying that, she takes a Hexus test tube. I know she's just trying to cheer me up, albeit in her own prickly way. However, biosignatures have already been found in dozens of places across the galaxy. Doesn't sound like an ultimate objective of the mission to me. Yeah, thank you, I guess.
Ого, ну все, я точно сплю. Мало того, что я дважды за день о работе подумал, так еще и перестал упрямиться, и даже, возможно, что-то понял.
Somebody pinch me. I must be dreaming. Not only did Ain reflect on his work duties twice today, he also agreed with me on something. Maybe even came to some realizations.
Иди и поешь, а то я начинаю бояться, что ты заболел.
Now you're getting me worried. Are you sure you're not sick? Go get some lunch. Don't mind if I do. Rather than realizations, I have the feeling that I understand even less than I did before. Yoli always knows how to make me feel unconfident and inferior. Quite a fitting quality for a superior, not so much for a friend. Well, that is an intriguing opening for a story. And it'll be interesting to find out, what is all this space travel? What exactly are these creatures? They're somewhat human, somewhat animal? part plant? It's quite an interesting premise that they're setting up here, and it'll be fun to find out what the rest of the story's all about and what it brings and how it ends. I want to thank you for sharing your time with me. Please hit that like button and comment to let us know how you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to Nerd News Social for more first look video game reviews, unboxing videos for cool tech and gadgets, and in-person coverage at events throughout the year. Ring that bell and be reminded when new content goes live. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.